Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily Go Getimism number 769 for November 10th, 2016. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about a new movement that I would like for y'all to get down with, that I think that will be very beneficial for us. The movement is called Freedom in 4 Years. Freedom in 4 years. Now, when we start talking about freedom, what we're talking about is freedom from mental slavery, freedom from the binds and the chains and the restrictions that limit our mobility, our mental mobility, our social mobility, and our economic mobility, our ability to become free thinkers, our ability to be able to unify, our ability to be able to love ourselves and love people who look just like us. Now, this isn't an opportunity for us to separate from anybody necessarily. But what it is for a chance for us to unify. See, people complain all the time that black people don't unify, they don't stick together. The problem is that's not true. That's not a true statement. Black people do stick together. It's just that a lot of times when we stick together, we don't get together and stick together for positive causes. You know, I mean, if you look at the gang culture, how can you deny that black people stick together? It's just that we're sticking together for a negative circumstance. We're sticking together for something that's going to take away our freedom. We're sticking together for something that's going to hurt other people. You know, but you do have Bloods, and you do have Crips, and you do have Latin Kings, and you do have territorial gangs that have existed forever in the Midwest, in places like Chicago and Detroit. So, you know, it's not a question of us not unifying. It's a problem. It's a question of us not coming together for the right things. And even on the positive side of things, there are plenty of times black people come together to get some things done, but egos get involved. The money ultimately blows up a lot of things, and our sense of direction is often not communicated well and accepted well by all parties involved. So we don't get a chance to actualize and finish projects that we put together. We're in a unique situation right now. Donald Trump has just been elected or selected as President of the United States. And by the looks of things, a lot of things that we used as a security blanket in order to feel as like we were integrated into society in a positive way, it looks like those things are going to be taken away from us. We are really getting a clear look into the social and political climate of the United States. And the racial climate. It's looking like it's black against white. And it's really not black against white. It's more like redneck poor white trash, or redneck poor white racist trash, or even affluent racist trash against people who have never done anything to them, who have never given them any reason to spew the hatred that they have really tried to bestow upon us. So here's what's going down. You have a president of the United States who is probably going to go down in history if he stays on track to do so. Is probably going to go down in history as the most hated and feared president ever selected as the president of the United States. You know, Donald Trump has promised to do all kinds of crazy things in order to get elected. Now the time is going to come where he's going to be called on the carpet to deliver on some of those promises that he made to get elected, like building a wall, dividing the United States from Mexico and getting Mexico to pay for it. It sounds insane, but his getting elected sounded insane too, and he got that done. All right, so also ban on Muslims. You know, kicking all of these immigrants out of the country. You know. Building all of this infrastructure and creating all of these jobs, and restoring the United States back to economic prominence, and also creating an atmosphere of racial fear, racial tension, that is high on the menu. And although he didn't promise that in actual terms that way. That's basically, those were the undertones of his campaign. So where does that put our people? That puts our people in a unique position that we've never been in before. Without having any Democrats in the House of Representatives, the cabinet, or the President of the United States, we have lost our ability to try to beg massa for another meal or for a chance to be validated. Now, many people are going to take issue with what I just said, but if you look at it realistically, the Democratic Party is what it is. Now, they've done some good, depending on how you look at it, but they've also done us a very bad disservice. And the disservice that they've done for us is almost in direct alignment with the bad that they've done for us. They gave us welfare and welfare programs, and they gave us a sense of equality. But what they didn't do is give us a chance to be able to advance. And they didn't give us a chance to be able to feel like we could make it on our own and be independent. And that's not good enough. When you take a people that you have enslaved, you have mentally enslaved, you have maligned, you have perpetrated violence towards, you have promised, signed treaties and violated those treaties, where you have made promises that you never kept or never even intended to keep, and you've also disenfranchised an entire race of people, and then you want to promise them equality. So that's what this is. This is what that is saying. That's like saying, all right, listen, man, I broke in your house, I slapped your children around, I raped your woman, and I stole your money out of your safe. And I got away with all of that. But listen, I'm a better man now. I'm changed. I've changed. I'm different. So listen, I'm not going to pay your money back, and I'm not going to apologize for slapping your kids and raping your wife. But listen, man, I done found God now, and I'm all right. We all right. Like, me and you just the same. Let bygones be bygones, man. Remember, you got to practice forgiveness. That's what that's like. At least that's how I see it. So with this Freedom in 4 Years program, what I'm saying is, as long as Donald Trump is in office, we have lost our ability to be able to lean on the Democratic Party to save us. We don't have that. We won't be able to use that as our escape clause or what we would use for convenience. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to unify amongst ourselves, because we are all we have. And we have always been all we have ever had, because we have been the only ones that have ever bailed us out of any kind of shit, really. Whenever we have been in trouble, the black man, woman, and children have been the ones to support and bail us out. Other black men, women, and children. So I want to take this 4 years to freedom plan, to educate ourselves, to inform ourselves about the way the system works, to find out the real truth about certain things, socially, politically, economically. We want to support our black businesses. We want to start black businesses. We want to start to believe in ourselves. We want to teach that to our children, give them a proper start. And we want to do these things without running any interference. We want to have mentoring programs. We want to have mentoring and tutoring programs. There are a lot of people out there that quite honestly don't read and write very well. And when you don't read and write very well, it works on your self-esteem. Even if you don't admit it, I know for a fact that it works on your self-esteem. So we have a situation where we have all of these smartphones and these gadgets and everything, and they have spell checks and all of that, and we still write fucked up. So when we write fucked up and we don't even know the right way, then that means it's harder for us to get better jobs, because we can't fill out applications correctly, and we can't develop resumes properly. And we also don't know how to interview. So if we don't know how to interview properly, if we don't know what to say in an interview, if we don't know how to dress in an interview, if we haven't been trained to do these things, then we're going to stand a chance of not being able to compete against other candidates that are looking for the same jobs that we're looking for. Listen, I'm going to end this right about here because this video will get really long. But I want y'all to start thinking about this, you know, and we can do this on a grassroots level. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about no money or nothing of that right now. I need people. I need soldiers. I need men and women who are willing to help each other. Just help. 4 years to freedom. Let's break these chains. Let's stop depending on people to feed us from hand to mouth. Let's stop eating out of people's hands. Let's stop depending on a check to be there, Section 8 and all of this whole shit. All of that stuff is nice. But all of that stuff takes away your ability to take care of yourself and believe that you can take care of yourself. I know we don't want to believe that. But because that stuff has the threat of being taken off the table anyway, listen, we have to unify in a way that we never have had the option of unifying before. We all we got, y'all. We are all we have. Freedom in 4 years. Freedom in 4 years. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when it all comes down to it, you have been all you have ever had. You and yours have been all you have ever had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as a people, 50 million black people in the United States, you know, we got to get it together. We have to unify, and this is the opportunity for us to unify without interference. Because ain't nobody there to help you out. Ain't nobody there to bail you out. There's just nobody there. So we have to do it ourselves, and we've been doing it ourselves anyway. We just haven't noticed that. It's like we haven't been able to see the forest for the trees. We got to get out of the woods. Build with your brother and sister. Protect your brother and sister. Like, there's so much more to this, man. I'm going to make another video, a full video, and we're going to, you know, map these things out step by step. I just wanted to put the bug in your ear. Freedom in 4 years. That's the new movement, y'all. Get down with this movement. We dead serious. Peace.